Can you take a two-pronged article and turn it into a new digital empire, filling in the blanks from a system that's already there? We're going to answer that question in just a moment. But first, welcome everyone to the Content Profit Show. This is Jeff Herring, and this is episode 56 and a very special occasion. And you didn't even know this, Cassidy. This is the first one on Tuesday, as we just went from 3 shows a week to 4 shows a week. Okay?
Ooh, so I'm honored.
There you go. There's no special prize for that, but I'm glad you're here. All right, a couple announcements, folks. Again, we're doing this right now 4 days a week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday. Eventually, we'll move Friday to Thursday in honor of 3-day weekends after I do all these things. Okay, if you want to be on this show, you can do that. It's right below my name there, contentprofitseat.com. Okay, and I recommend getting there because we are now booking for July, and it's mid-April now. And so thanks to everybody listening and watching for making this a hit. Now, I want you to meet Cassidy Tuttle of Succulents and Sunshine.com. What a cool name. And as she described it earlier, she got into this. It's a happy accident that turned into an intentional business. Did I get that quote right?
Yep, perfect.
Awesome. So how did you get into this?
So I have a degree in photography, and about 10 years ago when blogging started becoming more a thing, I thought, oh, this would be a great way to get more photography clients. But when I put analytics on the site, I realized I was getting traffic to these succulent posts I'd made. I bought a couple succulents for myself, took pictures of them, wrote what I was doing, very like journal-esque. And turns out I was already getting search traffic from it. And so I made the switch at that point and thought, okay, I can dive in, research, learn how to care for succulents, and then started publishing more content around succulents and kind of just all went down from there.
I love it. Now, for the folks that don't know, because I've already had some people ask, and I bet you this is like one of your top 3 questions that you get. What's a succulent?
Yes, a succulent is a plant that stores water in its leaves, roots, or stem. So most people are familiar with aloe vera or a jade plant, or actually all cactus are succulents. Not all succulents are cactus. So it's actually a pretty big group of plants, but there's a lot of diversity. But the biggest thing is they're very drought tolerant.
I like that. I was thinking aloe vera when you were talking, because, and it made me laugh because this is several years ago, but my youngest son, Caleb, and I, we volunteer for this organization called Lighthouse Family Retreat out of Atlanta. And they work with families living through childhood cancer and take them on a beach retreat for a week for the summer. And we were down there, and one of the kids got really cooked in the sun. And we were one of the few people there with a car. Most people came on in vans and stuff. And so Caleb and I ran to the store to get some aloe vera, to get an aloe vera plant, right? And the leaf is there in the section of the store, and it's about this long with the thorns and stuff. And I pick it up, and Caleb goes, "We're gonna rub that on sunburn?" I had to lean against the counter. I was like, no. There's things in there we're gonna put on the sunburn. So that's a beautiful thing. All right, so let's move over to your article here.
Awesome.
And take a look at it. And you get to still be on screen because we want to see everybody. I mean, see the big thing here. Pruning and maintaining a succulent arrangement. That's what I meant, folks, by the 2 prongs to this. Pruning and maintaining, okay? Once you've had them for a while, something interesting happens. They grow. Amazing. Okay. So that's the pruning part and maintaining. Okay. And you got some other stuff in here. Regular maintenance. I read through this article and I'm thinking, this is just scratching the surface on Cassidy's expertise. You can tell a deep expert on stuff as you're reading. I love it. When to prune. Pruning tools, very cool. Now, I just love this phrase. Okay,
Yes.
beheading succulents. Did you do that on purpose?
Do you know what? It's such a normal term to me, but I've realized with our audience, like a lot of people do not like that phrase. I think it's a little gory for them, but I don't know if there's a more official term
I,
because it's not.
I say keep it because it
Yep.
draws attention. And, even if it draws negative, it's attention. And I bet you people that don't like it still read it to find out what they can be mad about. Um, so that's a good thing. That's beautiful right there. Um, See, this is the kind of stuff I need in my place because I can kill a plant. I'm real well, but this would be good. Removing, speaking of which, removing dead plants,
Yes. Say
replant.
I've killed more than most people would expect, I think, but
It's
it's a
how you
big
learn.
learning
Right?
experience. Yep.
This has got a lot to it. Before and after. Wow, look at the brightness and fun new parts. This is a thorough piece. This could be an ebook all by itself. Um, and I'm looking at your system, and I'm guessing it might already be because you've got a lot of stuff. Um, well, cool. Now let's look. Let's go over here, and this is the flow chart. It's a work in progress. We can mess with it, change it, whatever. What I noticed is you've already got a lot of courses in a membership. Okay, so you've got
Yep.
that in place. So we got the pruning and maintaining succulents article. Um, we'll use Medium to drive traffic to it because every one of your blog posts and everything could be an article. Now, I'm going to tease you a little bit. I noticed you have a Medium account,
Yes.
and there's so much we can do with it.
Yes. Well, I have one thanks to you. I watched your webinar with Liz. I'm like, okay, I can do this,
Oh,
and then
excellent.
haven't yet. So
Good start. Yeah, I noticed the starting date, and I wondered if it came through Liz or Cindy or somebody else.
yep.
Can you hear ELEXA talking in the background? I must
Yes.
have said something close to it, so she. Okay, we'll fix that. Okay, and so what I keyed on, as we talked about before, was this: introducing the suck system. I just love that hook because it's going to get people's attention. Okay, um, and so what I thought we could do. I mean, you've got. I mean, how many? Got a rough guess of how many blog posts you have?
About 150.
Oh, welcome to medium heaven without the
Yes.
inconvenience of dying. Because bloggers, and this is for everybody, y'all pay attention to this, whether you're listening live or on the replay. Bloggers leave a lot of money on the table when they don't get their content over to Medium or another place I'm just building my site with is Substack. Okay.
Hmm.
So probably every single one of those, Cassidy, could be over here and doing two things for you. You get paid for, like I said on the show you saw, on the amount of time people are on there, but then you also get traffic and subscribers and sales and stuff like that, and you've got a place to drive them. Okay.
Yeah.
So I used to be in the GKIC world, Glazer Kennedy, and Dan Kennedy has a brand of books called the No BS Guide to Blank. Okay. And then you just fill in the blank. Like I could have the Content Profit Guide to Blank. Okay. So what do you think about the Sucks System Guide to fill in the blank?
Yeah. I think that could work.
And not only could that be ebooks or traditional books, I thought of them as mini classes, something smaller than your courses, right?
Yep.
But enough to give people a taste. And we're talking, anywhere between $7 and $97, and people, well, like Liz, I mean, she's got a $9 a month. And when I tell people about her, because she's one of my favorites, people say, how does she make any money? Well, she's got, like 2,500 people.
Yeah.
And that's not a bad month. Um, has she ever told you what her goal is?
Yes, I'm trying to remember what it is now. I've been with her since almost the beginning, and so it
Oh,
keeps
great.
growing. Yeah,
That's perfect. That's perfect. Her goal is to have 100,000 subscribers.
that's awesome.
That would not be a bad month. 9 times 100,000.
Yeah, I would
Um,
take that.
so yeah, and so even like when I get a $5 affiliate fee for something I don't even remember what it's for. What I tell people that question it, it deposits and it spends,
Yep.
whatever it is, and those numbers get buying behavior. Okay, I'd rather have some people doing even you know low buying behavior than no buying behavior. But it would depend on the size of the mini class. And when I talk about a mini class or a mini course, um, I'm thinking something small. It can be as small as one module or as much as three. Okay.
Okay.
But like how many in your courses, how many modules do you have?
So the main course that we offer has 12.
12? Okay. So right there are 12 mini classes that you've
Okay.
already created. We just got to shift them and tweak them a lot to be a mini class. But right there, you've got 12. Okay.
Yep.
And so that would be 12 different on ramps into that main course. Okay.
Yeah.
And what I've seen a lot of people in this business do when they're building their ascension model is they say, well, before you can come in at the highest or one of the highest, you got to buy the stuff at the bottom and work your way up. And I'm like, no, don't do that. All of these things are on ramps to the whole system. Okay. Now, tell us a little bit about the membership.
So the membership is $15 a month. And each month we have a new guest speaker come and do a presentation. So kind of like the mini classes, it's usually about a 1 hour workshop with some
Okay.
Q&A. And then two, we call them succulent tea parties, but it's basically just a Zoom call.
STP, I like it.
Yeah. And it's super fun. So people get to come on and ask questions. My assistant hosts all of those calls. So she'll usually prep if people have questions submitted ahead of time, but answering questions on the call. And then we have a community area where people can post pictures, ask questions, and engage with each other in between the calls.
I love it. This sounds like a true community.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's really fun.
I can tell just by the way you talk about it. That's awesome. Okay. And so do people go from the courses into the membership?
Typically, yes.
Right.
Some people kind of jump past the course and go in. They just want the personalized, tell me exactly what to do. But yeah, most people have gone through the course though before getting in.
The thing I found over time, over the years, is that about a third of the people that take a course will move into a membership. So if you got 10 people in a new course, with conservative members, you're going to get 3 members, et cetera, et cetera. Think of even here with medium traffic, each one of these is an on-ramp into your world. And we've got 12 on-ramps now to send to this course and the membership. And you've got how many courses?
We have 2.
Okay. All right.
Yep.
There's room to build more and to use more mini. Even the pruning and maintaining article, that could be a mini class.
Yeah.
And the beautiful thing about it, it's you've already got the content, right? It's just positioning and marketing it. You could even do one on pruning and one on maintaining. There's so much you can do here. Now, like I said, it could be a mini class, it could be a mini course. You've heard people talk about master classes, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think of that as a one-shot thing. I stumbled onto those back in the summer of 2018. We were on one of those lighthouse retreats, and I was trying to think of, okay, I need to do something different, and I could take you to the place in that complex that it kind of downloaded for me. And I started doing master classes, and we were out of town. I grabbed my laptop during the break time that afternoon, threw together a sales letter, and started offering this thing at $27. And by the time Sunday night rolled around, we had like a couple hundred in it. And I'm like, okay, this sounds like something that might work. So right there, when it's mini classes, it could be a could be a mini course. It could be a master class. We can play with the titles and see which one pulls your population in more. My guess is they're not equal, that something will ring more true to them.
Yeah.
One of the things I've noticed with some people, and this is why I talk about, in this video, you'll discover and not learn, because some people have a reaction to anything that has to do with school because it was such a bad experience. And so we can play with the titles and stuff. Making sense so far?
Yeah, definitely. I think
Any
there's a
questions?
lot of I have some questions. I don't know if they make sense in this moment, but
Well, we'll see.
yeah. So I like this idea of having like multiple entry points. We kind of have that with the blog in general.
Right.
I'm curious with the medium traffic, do you structure that the same way I would a blog post where we have like an opt-in inside the article? Whereas I don't normally send people directly to our paid products. I usually send them to the email list, and from there, then promote the paid products.
Right. That's a great question. And I'm going to answer it, but first I'm going to say this. The cool thing about Medium is you're reaching millions of untapped traffic, because there's millions of people that come there all the time. The article can be probably 75% like a blog post. There's things I do to them to make them more content profit oriented and to drive that traffic. And in most of mine, there will be 2 links, sometimes 3. And one of them will be in the body, like you're talking about in a blog. It'll be a hyperlinked word or phrase. And then I'll wrap up with, an invitation that I call a bonus tip, to get more information about. So that way I'm building my list, and then I'll make an offer for a low cost product. So, we can do that to some of your higher stuff. Doesn't sell well from those just because, just like a blog. But the entry level stuff sells really well. And I would imagine you've got opt-ins. I saw some opt-ins on the article. That's what we could use for the articles there. It's a powerful place. I wrote an article this morning and had no idea that was going to be my topic when I sat down, and it just kind of, okay, we'll do that. And it's doing well. It's doing about 50%, hovering around 50% of the people that open it read it to completion, which is good.
Wow.
Anything above 25 is good. So you're getting a sense of what's possible here?
Yeah, for sure.
I love it. This is going to be fun, building this out. Now, folks, whether you're live, whether you're replay, if you don't get anything else, get this, okay? This is not a business that's about making money online, okay? It's a business about plants, okay? And I'm making that point because you can take something like this and build a business around it and have an online component, right? I know a woman, I knew her through GKIC. Her niche is corgi dogs, and not the actual animal, corgi dog paraphernalia.
Ooh.
Okay? And there's apparently so many people that do this, Cassidy, that there is an annual corgi dog paraphernalia conference.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I think it is too. And, she's a 7-figure earner. Okay. So all those out there that are listening or watching to think, well, my niche is different. No, it's not. Okay. NIN. No, it's not. Not 9 Inch Nails, but no, it's not. Okay. Because what we're doing here fits for any business. I've yet to find a business that didn't have already something on Medium that we couldn't use. And I did some research on succulents, and it's there. And so this system will work for everyone. All right, we're in wrap up stage. Any final questions?
No, I'm excited to move forward. This would be
Me
awesome.
too. Me too. I think we're going to have some fun. And thank you for being a great guest. This has been fun.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me.
It's amazing. My pleasure. It's amazing how fast 20 seconds, I mean, 20 seconds, 20 minutes goes by. All right. Again, folks, if you want to be in Cassidy's seat, not at her home, but, you know, in the content profit seat, there's a link right below my name. Let's get us back up here as we say bye. And again, we're booking to July, so get there. And until that time, folks, you know what to do. Go use this stuff, and we'll catch you on the next show.